My gosh, it doesn't matter how many times I watch that video, I still laugh out loud. It is so true of the startup journey. So, what I love best about this video is the fierce determination and enthusiasm that young boy gets up and he's willing to go get socked in the head again. And that's what we need as founders, right? Because the founder journey requires you and it insists that you deepen your tenacity, your resilience, your persistence, and your courage, along with your ability to jump up again with enthusiasm for the journey. Oh my gosh. It also teaches you, this founder journey, how to be flexible, agile, because switcheroos happen. And you have to go with the flow when the startup weather changes without warning, right? So I got a lot to share with you today. So stay tuned for the Startup Life live show. Let's glow, everyone, and dance. Hello and welcome to the Startup Life Live Show. I'm your host, Ande Lyons, 4 times founder and startup champion to founders around the world. And after raising 4 businesses of my own, I have a deep appreciation and hands-on first experience knowledge of what you are going through every single day, tapping into all sorts of delicious resilience and tenacity and persistence that you're building, and that courage to keep going. And I know sometimes, like, you feel like you're sleeping like a baby at night, right? Waking up every 2 hours crying. And other times you are filled with the exhilaration and joy of, like, finding that solution and nailing that problem. So anyway, I'm so delighted that you are tuning in today and that you've carved out time to up your founder game, because as you do better, your business will do better. And so I'm going to just shout out a big yoo-hoo to the live viewers today. How you doing? How's the roller coaster ride going for you? I want to hear all about it. And if you're tuning in from YouTube, please share your subscribe love button by clicking on the subscribe button. And let's bring up the old Startup Life Live Meetup banner right here. This is how you receive an alert whenever I post a new show. And I know that we will have founders that you will learn from every single week, twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. EST, always sharing the Startup Life love here. And speaking of being flexible and agile, I have some news today regarding our wonderful guest, Tiffany. She was scheduled for today, and guess what? She's not feeling well. And so we had to reschedule her. And so, Tiffany is the founder and CEO of Cura Story, where anyone can shoot and edit high quality video, monetize shows, and distribute to all of their video channels 100% free. And be sure to visit Cura Story and use the code Ande when you sign up. Tiffany, we're wishing you a speedy recovery. But folks, I'm not going to leave you hanging. There's always something to share on the Startup Life show. There's always some nuggets. There's some Andelicious advice to share with you. So there's always a good reason to tune in, and there's always a great reason for me to show up live so I can share with you some interesting nuggets that might benefit your founder journey. And I don't know about you, but I am still basking in the joy from this conversation last Friday with Alonia Maisko. So I got to tell you, that was phenomenal information she shared from Kyiv, Ukraine. And, the stories about how she goes to the bomb shelter 4 or 5 times a day, how she's leading her team, how she's still increasing revenue and paying her team. It's just remarkable. And I just want to take another moment here to remind folks to go ahead and scan the code and support Ukrainian businesses. Okay. Or visit that link, uabusiness911.co. So I want to say a quick hello to Rose. Hi, community manager. Stick around. I'll probably be here for about 20 minutes sharing the love. So, I'd love to have you hang out with us and be part of the experience of Ande flying solo today and sharing all sorts of startup nuggets. But speaking of, saying hello to folks, all right, how much do you love this photo right here? Oh my gosh. This is my dear lifelong friend, Nancy J. I am waving hi to this one. Nancy shows up every single show. She tunes in and doesn't miss a show. And sometimes I feel like, and I'm going to be dating myself here, I feel like Carol Burnette, when on her show, she always, took her ear and went like this to say, hi to her grandmother who always watched every show. Hi, Nancy. I love you and thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And hey, Richard Talk to Me Guy, podcast producer for so many and phenomenal founders in the wellness universe. It's so great to see you. And you may have heard that our guest today is not feeling well, but I got some Ande-liciousness for all. And I know, Ruth, it's just terrible. And this happens. And that's why we have to be agile because, this is what can happen. You can have a switcheroo. And this is an unexpected or sudden change or reversal in attitude, character, position, or show. So we always, as founders, have to be ready to kind of go with the flow, be flexible, be agile, and uncover and discover some magic moments in being that flexible and going with the flow. So I just wanted to share that. And I have an announcement to make because I'm going to do a screen share here because a favorite VC firm here in Boston, I'm going to just grab the screen for you all, has a wonderful accelerator program. And I'm just going to pop that into full screen for you. And here's what I want you to know about Visible Hands VC. They're Boston-based, and their applications for their 2022 Accelerator program are open. And this is a 14-week virtual accelerator giving you the opportunity to work alongside a cohort of exceptional underrepresented founders to build or scale your venture-backed startup. Now, I'll bring myself back into the screen. They get you started in the way you should get started. All right. And that is, let me just bring up, they give you $25,000 if you get into the program, pre-seed investment to enable you to work full-time on building your startup. Okay. How cool is that? So you don't have to be worried. Let me just put this back in there. Okay. I missed my blue. So you can be focused on your business while you're in this 14-week accelerator program. And then after the program is over, you have the opportunity to apply for additional funding up to $150,000. And you do not need to have, be incorporated. They're going to help you through all of this. So let me just sort of quickly scroll down here. And if you go to visiblehands.vc/accelerator, you're going to learn all the scoop about how this flows and how it can be an incredible experience for you and your business. So I hope you hop on over there and check it out. Some of you may recall that a year ago, I interviewed the co-founder of Visible Hands, and that's Yasmin Cruz-Farine, and she was wonderful. And I'll put the link to that interview with Yasmin. They've come a long way over the last year. They had their first cohort in 2021, and now ready to go into 2022 with another cohort. So can you imagine getting $25,000 so you can keep the lights on, food in yours and your family's tummy, and keep moving forward with your business while getting mentored, while getting all the information that you need to scale. So be sure to check them out. And yes, Richard, live producing is an adventure. As you know, as a talk show host who goes live with your guests, it's always exciting. So another thing I want to chat with y'all about is the flurry of conversation and activity on Twitter, given the recent potential, it's still potential until the ink is dried, sale of Twitter. And you all, if those who know me know that Twitter is my favorite social media bar or platform. And here's what I know to be true after playing on Twitter for 11 years. And that is, I meet the nicest people on Twitter. Seriously. And it is literally, I think, the best way to get on an influencer's radar. So let me give you an example. You know, my gal here, Arlen Hamilton. If you haven't read this book, oh my gosh, it's a founder journey must read. So Arlen, I fell in love with her in 2018, and I hopped onto her Twitter feed and I would comment, share, like, retweet, constantly amplify and really help get her word out and her incredible work out. So when I showed up to hear her speak at Inbound in the fall of 2019, I went to make sure I could just sort of watch her and wave as she walked from the green room to stage. She comes walking out and she's like, "Ande Lyons, so good to see you." Had I ever been introduced to her? No. She recognized me from all the amplification and conversation that I had done on her Twitter feed. See, so, that's a great example of how you can leverage Twitter for your own goodwill, right? And so that was a great moment for me, I just have to say. And then in May of 2020, I was part of her book launch team, and then she was on the podcast. It was just so great. But here's another really great story. And if you have any Twitter stories, I hope you can share them too. Maria Luna, she's the founder of Famigo, the Famigo app. So I saw her on Shark Tank in 2018, and I'm just sitting there watching as one does. And she pitched, and when she was done, I said out loud to the room, "Oh my gosh, that is the best female founder presentation I think I've ever seen." And then Lori immediately says the same thing. So I took that and put it on Twitter and shared it. And Maria came over and said, "Ande," and so we became friends online and have been amplifying and empowering each other ever since. And she is a phenomenal female founder. I've had her on the show. I had her on the podcast. It's just so wonderful. And this is what I mean. I have dozens, if not hundreds of examples of meeting folks on Twitter that way. But here's something else I want you to know. I understand that your customers are on Instagram and they're on LinkedIn. And that's where you want your brand to be and where you want to be amplifying your brand. But Twitter is where you're going to find peer support and amplify your founder brand and wonderful ways to build investor relations. And I know this may be hard to believe, but all the investors are on Twitter, literally and seriously. Hop on their feeds, comment on their tweets, connect with other founders and investors in the threads and the comments who are part of the conversation. Start following them, and who knows, maybe they see you enough times, you can connect with them on LinkedIn, and now you're in the warm world of connections for investors. So I think that's so important because founders, I know you're so busy amplifying your brand, but you need to amplify this. You need to amplify who you be as a founder because it's an important role. And you are an authority of your business, and it's important to connect with other founders. And you're going to find them on Twitter. Side benefit of Twitter. Journalists use Twitter to find their stories. Okay, so find some of the rags that you'd love to be part of or you'd like to be mentioned in. Fast Company, Entrepreneur, Business Insider, okay? And just follow them and, share and comment and do whatever you can to get on, find the journalists who are playing for those rags, and you're going to get picked up. Or at least you'll find a way to share your story or your newest celebration or outcome. Yes, Ruth, all investors are on Twitter. Pretty much. I've got a list. So if you want my list of investors, VCs, and angels on Twitter, I got that list for you. I'll be happy to share it with you. And I also have a list of accelerator programs and other fun things like that. So, yay, Twitter. And by the way, I find many of my guests on Twitter because people are talking or there's pitch events coming up, things like that. I'm able to then register for that pitch event because I heard about it on Twitter and then go watch, and I find some incredible founders to bring and share with you. Yay. And if you're worried about the negative chatter on Twitter, unfollow folks who focus on the negative. Don't engage with any of that negative stuff, and you will have a positive experience at the bar, the Twitter bar. So, folks who are tuning in live, I'd love to know where you're at. Do you have any wins going on in your life? Any moments where you were like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to go down, but I didn't? Just share something that you've got going on. If you have any questions for me today, pop them into the comments section. I'm here for, about another 10 minutes. So I wanted to share with you something I did last week, which I did for the first time in 2 years. I went to a live pitch event in person. So we have, lots of WeWork spaces in the greater Boston area. We have a WeWork space at 33 Arch Street. And WeWork, along with Oatly, I don't know if you know the oat milk company, right? We're hosting a pitch event for sustainable businesses. And oh my gosh, great food spread, gotta say. And it was so much fun to be up there looking out into the world. You can hop on over to my Instagram feed and watch the video from me just looking out over the city and into the beautiful room that they have there at WeWork at 33 Arch Street. And we got to listen to a bunch of businesses, but the one who won and really was my favorite was Allison Elliott from the Foodie Farmer. And she's come out with a vegan cheese that is amazing and tastes phenomenal. And it's launching, I believe today, you can buy it at thefoodiefarmer.com. And she's got plans to, mac and cheese and Parmesan cheese for your pizza, all sorts of great flavors. And it's a sustainable product and sustainable packaging. And as you know, every time we don't eat meat, even if it's for 1 minute a day, you're helping the carbon footprint. You're lowering the carbon footprint on the planet. So it was just so much fun. It was great to be out there. I increased my social capital, met some wonderful local folks. It was a great time. Another thing I want to share with you, one of my favorite folks here in the Boston area, it's this company called Scroobious. And here's what Allison Byers has created for folks: a video pitch deck. So scan that QR code, go to the bit.ly link, and check it out, because not only does she help you prepare a video pitch deck, because it's so hard to get in front of investors physically, she really helps you up your game with your pitch, make sure it's in the best condition possible. And she also helps create some warm introductions to investors for you. And of course, you get to meet the other founders. You get to have a sense of community. It's really a wonderful opportunity. I'm going to pop that back up on the screen there so you can check it out. So visit Scroobious. And a video pitch is, they get you so that it's this warm way of bringing your pitch so the investors can take a peek, kick the tires, so to speak, because at the end of the day, investors are investing in you. That's it. That's all she wrote on that. Another thing I wanted to share, let's see. Not much activity out there today. It's a quiet day on the front. And so I'm just going to move right along. If there's nobody, to have any questions out there, and want some information on startup life from 4x founder, I am going to share with you who's on next on the Startup Life Live show, because we are going to be working on our brains. with the oh so amazing Portia Astley. And Portia is the founder and CEO of Optimized Brain. So this is Friday, April 29th at 12 p.m. Portia is a licensed engineer, and through her business, Optimized Brain, she helps entrepreneurs and executives optimize their brains for peak mental performance. So she's engineered a proprietary science-based brain optimization system that has enabled business leaders to experience a significant improvement in 8 key areas: sleep and energy, focus and concentration, calm and relaxation, and mental clarity and creativity. And she can help you get there in a matter of weeks. So she's going to be sharing some do's and don'ts, some great advice for you, while sharing some wonderful information about how she founded her business, some of the challenges she's had on the way, how she's funded, how she's pricing things, all the things that will help you on your founder journey as well. So I hope you can join us on April 29th at 12 p.m. EST. And how do you know whenever I post a new show? Woo woo! That's right. Startup Life Live Meetup group. Hop on over there and scan that QR code or visit the link, and you'll get an announcement whenever I post a new show. Oh my gosh. I could not go live today because I needed to just get out there and give you all a hug. We will get the amazing Tiffany back on the show in a few months, and we're sending her lots of good vibes. But hey, if you want to monetize your videos and get them out there to the world in a non-YouTube way, go check out curastory.co and sign up using the code Ande. Hooray! Okay, everyone, that's it for today. I love cheering you on. I love saying, hey, amplify your brand, make things happen with your brand. Come on, share it in the comment sections whenever we go live on the Startup Life Live show. And until then, reach out to me online. I'm on Twitter at Ande Lyons and Instagram, all over the place. I'd love to hear what's going on with you and what's happening in your world so I can cheer you on. What milestones, what hiccups, because we got to cheer the oh no's as much as we have to cheer the hoorays. Okay. So before I sign off, I just want to do a little reminder. Haven't played this in a while, so I just thought I'd put it out there today, which is, please remember, you're braver than you believe and stronger than you seem and smarter than you think. Oh yeah, you got this. Can't wait to see you all over social media, maybe in person if you're in the Boston area. Again, don't hesitate to reach out for some Andelicious advice. And until the next time, hopefully this Friday, April 29th, I'll see you then. Until then, I'm wishing you a delicious day everywhere you glow. Mwah! And let's dance again.